Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, juice. It is June the 10th, 2023, and today the topic is a rock and a low place. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope that you all had a fabulous Friday. Mine was just fine. Quick recap of yesterday. Y'all know that yesterday was my dad's birthday. So, yes, his 73rd birthday yesterday. So we did go and celebrate. Um, we had dinner at Rock and Crab last night, y'all. It was pretty much the immediate family. It was like my family, plus my sister and my niece and my mom and dad. And it was a nice evening. I mean, it was nice just to get with them and have dinner and everything like that. I mean, I woke up to some news this morning just to put it on the record, but I don't feel led to share in regards to all the details and whatnot. So, um, yeah, I'm got to get with them and see what's going on and whatnot. But anywho, regardless of that, I'm here to do the juice this morning, and you know, to God be the glory. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful for life, health, and strength, and things being as well as they are, and things like that. And yeah, in regards to more information about yesterday, I did ended up recording a future episode of the GSL Talk Show. Another amazing guest with an amazing testimony. Um, and I would say possibly her testimony as well as some more conversations and whatnot that I was having yesterday. Maybe the inspiration for today's topic in some way. But also, I would say that the inspiration came from when I woke up. So I woke up at 3:53, and I woke up to another dream or vision that incorporated this word pride. And it was like my son knew the alternative meaning of pride. And that's when I woke up. I don't know any other details about the dream or anything like that, but that was the main thing that stood out to me. And I was like, Lord, you talk about pride again? Because we talked about that yesterday. And and I was like, was I supposed to talk about something else? I don't know. But then I ended up looking up 353, and it led me to Lamentations. And then I ended up looking up 353 in the Strong's Concordance as well. So that's what we're talking about today, y'all. He pretty much led me to a rock and a low place as the topic for today. And let's get into it, because if anyone is in a low place, hopefully this will encourage you and inspire you. I know if you're looking at me right now, it might not be the best image of inspiration or whatever the case is. But I hope and pray that, again, whatever the Lord allows me to say will encourage and inspire you, regardless of how I look. All right. But anyway, so one of the first verses that I came across this morning was Lamentations 3:53. It says, "They have cut off my life in the dungeon and cast a stone upon me." This person is in a low place, y'all. Actually, if you go deeper and read more of that account and Lamentations and everything like that, you'll see even more that was done to this person. Apparently, not only, I guess, were they cut off and the stone over them, so I'm imagining that the light was cut off, and then it says something about water being over them and things like that. So that's a low place, and I'm sure a lot of us have been there. We've been in those quote unquote low places where just nothing is going right, or nothing seems good, or I don't know what your low place could be. I mean, I can recall some of my own, and everything like that. I feel like, for example, when I met my husband, I was in a low place in life, and I was actually talking to him about that yesterday. I just was like, thank you for seeing past, like, where I was and stuff like that, and seeing value in me at that time, because I didn't have my own place when I met him. I didn't have any of the things that I was used to having at that particular time, but somehow, right, he saw me and saw, I mean, I hate to just keep saying value, but I mean, he's gotta have to explain it himself. Speaking of that, y'all, I heard that we're 800 subscribers. I think over 800 now, and so soon as we get to 1,000, y'all can ask him all the questions about everything, and he can speak for himself in regards to how he felt when we met and things like that. But anyway, I bring that up because again, that was a low point in my life, right? It was a low moment, low place for me, and everything. Again, I'm sure everybody can sit here and think about a low moment or low place. And again, maybe somebody might be in a low place at this very moment. So, yeah, maybe this is another example of what that could look like. We got Psalm 88:4 says, I am counted with them that go down into the pit. I am as a man that hath no strength. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, again, this is another example. I actually came across this verse. So I went deeper and I ended up looking into the Strong's Concordance. And as I looked into the Strong's Concordance, there was like two words, whatnot. I defined the words and whatnot. And one of them was the word strength. And then the other word meant basically under the word undertake. And so I went deeper and I looked up the definitions of those as well. Before I did that, I ended up kind of just looking into, where this word strength, like the word they use for strength, like where was it? And it led me to this Psalm 88:4. So yeah, I mean, maybe you feel like you are down in the pit, right? Maybe you feel like you have no strength and things of that nature. Well, I have good news, friends, of course. I know you probably think the rock and a hard place. When you think about the rock, you probably are thinking about the rock that was put over the person's head, or the rock that people are throwing towards you when you're in your low place, or you probably thinking about that part, but we know what the rock is. And so let's get into that, because I found this to be very interesting this morning. So I told y'all I woke up at 3:53, right? And it led me to Lamentations 3:53. But ironically, on the flip side, I came across Isaiah 53:3, which is the opposite of 3:53. So I found that to be interesting by itself. And this is what it talks about. It says, he is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief, and we hid, as it were, our faces from him not. So obviously we know who they talking about in this verse, right? They talking about Jesus Christ. Okay, you guys can go deeper and look into Isaiah 33:4 and 5 and whatnot, or excuse me, Isaiah 53:4 and 5. You guys can keep going with the verses after that, but I just found it to be very interesting that Isaiah 53:3 referred to Jesus going through the same low places, or probably worse low place that we could ever go through. And I guess I was reminded this morning as I was reading this verse that at the end of the day, we serve a God that understands our pain. We serve a God that understands what we're going through. He went through everything that we go through. And the interesting thing, I know I joke about this all the time because y'all know that my, God, sex, and love is my jam, X, Y, and Z. And so I joked about this thing because I'm like, well, Lord, I ain't seen nothing in the Bible talking about you and your sex life or nothing like that. So I don't know if you could relate to me, and I'm trying to figure out what you want me to do. Again, that was another low place, a moment for me when I was questioning the Lord about that type of thing. I'm like, I don't see you dealing with masturbation. I don't see you dealing with sex. I don't see you dealing with that stuff, the stuff that I'm struggling with, Lord. What about Bob? Were you tempted in those ways? Because I don't see no accounts of that, But even without the accounts, we know that he was tempted in all things, so obviously he must have been tempted in those things as well. They probably just didn't account it. But regardless of that, basically, again, I hope that it encourages you and inspires you to know that you're going to a God, or you believing in a God, right, that understands what you're going through, that is there for you, and is the rock in the midst of it, y'all. Yes, that is the rock in our low place. Let me just go ahead and go to this next verse. It's Isaiah 41:10. It says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand. Friends, there's this verse and there's plenty more verses that, reiterates that God is going to be with us through those low places, those low moments, and everything like that. Actually, again, here I am to remind you guys, if you, anybody listened to me before I've said this, but here it is for anybody that might need it for this particular moment, y'all. At the end of the day, just think back on the last time you went through something or the last time you was in a low place and realize that, hey, you know what? I'm no longer in that low place. I can look back on my life and say, I remember when I was in a low place, and now I'm not in a low place. And so God will bring you out of the low places. If it's his will, if according to his will, X, Y, and Z, he will bring you out of the low place. He can, he will, and he will be there with you through it, regardless of if he takes you out of it or not. That's another thing as well. Again, we need to get the mindset of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be like, even if he don't take us out of this situation, we gonna still trust him and we gonna still go and do the will, his will, or do things according to his will, And so, again, I hope these things encourage you and inspire you. Like I said, I did go a little bit deeper this morning and looked into the definition of undertake, and I guess I'll share with you in this moment. Because like I said, I went to the Strong's Concordance, look up 353, and then I came across undertake, and I came across strength. So when I looked up undertake, it says commit oneself to and begin an enterprise or responsibility, and then it also says take on. So when I put those together, friends, I'm hearing, well, what I'm feel led to share is it's saying take on strength. And then the interesting thing is, when I looked up strength this morning, I was trying to look up the definition, and immediately it just pretty much led me to the strength of God. So friends, what I'm going to encourage you and inspire you is that we need to be taking on the strength of God in our lowest places and stuff like that. We can lean and depend on him and his strength, not our own, him and his strength. You guys can go deeper. There's another article that I came across this morning that hopefully will encourage you and inspire you if you are in a low place. It's called Relying on God's Strength, and it's written by Lauren Abraham. So again, if you need this, or if you need any of the things I said, if any of the things is resonating with you, I hope that you guys go deeper. Check out the verses in the Go Deeper section. Check out the article written by Lauren Abraham. Ultimately, this is the juice this morning, you guys. The rock in the low place is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I hope and pray that you are encouraged and inspired to get to know him more, because he knows you, he knows what you're going through, and that's the juice. That is the juice. Now, the Bible verse of today is Micah 6:8, and it says, he hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. Friends, I hope that you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Thank you all for tuning in to the GSL Talk Show last night as well. If you missed it, just go to godsexandlove.com. You can see the most recent episode. Again, there was a lady sharing her testimony about being in a low place, and I hope that it will encourage and inspire you, y'all. So yes, have a fabulous weekend. I look forward to talking to y'all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Y'all keep me and my family in prayer. Like I said, I won't get into any details regarding any of the things, but yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But thank you all so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. And yeah, I look forward to talking to y'all on Monday, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye.